You saw me just demonstrate the 5 areas where I navigated through the E and the D chords using these block forms coming out of the CAGED system. Let's go through this at a tempo and a speed that you can clearly see it. We can start with the C form E chord. Our root is on the 5th string. You would always have the 5th string root pentatonic on top of that. You should see the arpeggio inside that. You would always see the D in the same area with the A form. And these are things you can bank on. By the way, you know, in progressions you have patterns. I mean, in all music you have rhythmic patterns, melodic patterns, harmonic patterns. A lot of songs have 2 major chords a whole step apart. So think about this. If you were to spend a reasonable length of time working on a chord progression involving 2 chords a major second apart, a whole step, you could master this particular part of music. And you'd have it, you wouldn't have to think about it, you'd already know it. No different than when you say, okay, I'm going to play a blues, I know how to get through the 1, 4, and 5 chords and all that stuff. Here's the E chord, here's the D chord. I already covered that. The next area up the neck, you simply go up to the next letter in the CAGED form. Seems like a roundabout way to do it, I just know the stuff, but here we have the E chord with the C form, so now we have the E chord with the A form. In this area, that is your E chord, and then the D chord would be with the G form. Alright, so you have those. I'm not going to bother even showing you the pentatonics because you've got all this stuff diagrammed out. Then the next form for the E chord was the G form. Then you would have the D chord with the E form. The next E chord is with the E form. And I'm playing it up here just to show you how you would then have the D chord using the capo. Obviously you know it down here like this, but some of those pentatonic scales you don't have access to all the notes. Our 5th area would be the E chord with the D fingering, and then you would have the D chord with the C fingering. I suggest you spend a reasonable length of time on each area until you're comfortable with it, learn the next area, and just practice playing through the track. I'll do a little bit of that to close out this segment, and in the next segment we're going to talk about how to link together 3 chords. Next area. Next area. Next area. Next area. Do you see how I can keep the lines going because I automatically see the next pentatonic scale, the next chord form, the arpeggio, and there's a lot to be said for having your head ahead of your hands and your eyes seeing the information. So I encourage you to study this. I'm not going to demonstrate any exact licks because that's not really the essence of this lesson. I'm trying to show you where the information is on the neck. Use your ears, and if you stay close to the arpeggios, you can't go wrong. Just apply good phrasing to all of this, and you'll be in business. So as I said, our next section is going to be involving playing more than over 2 chords. You can have a 3-chord progression.